This is quite an honor, and the pressure of speaking publicly for myself is probably worse than that 42 Street coming to the end, but I'll do the best I can. First of all, I want to thank Charlie and Chancellor Motley for putting this on, and I know it wouldn't be possible without them, and all the people that are waiting on us, and the students that are putting this whole organization together. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'd also like to thank my teammates, especially Jerry McClellan, Tom Healy, and Phil Gormley, who did all the work of researching and getting some recognition for the Boston State wrestlers. For a while there, we were like a ship in the water without a port to come home to, and UMass, Boston has brought us there. I'd also like to thank my closest friend, Alex Piccioli. He's been a friend of mine for 40 years. We wrestled together, we coached together. Our families, we watched our families grow up. My godchild, his daughter Amanda's here, and one of my daughters, Brenda, who is Alex's goddaughter, is here. So we've had a real close relationship all these years, and he's the best. And my family, I have 2 children, Michelle and Brenda and Paul, and 2 daughters and a son, Paul. They put the sparkle in my eye, and they made me the man that I am today. And I also have 5 grandchildren that are just out of this world. But my biggest fan, going back to those days when I wrestled, is my wife, Jerry. And she's my soulmate, and she makes me the man that I am today, and I love you, Jerry, and thank you. Every athlete here has a story, and the story usually begins with a coach or a teacher or a parent that has inspired them. And my story goes back to high school. I had just a tremendous coach who passed away 2 years ago. His name was Dick Corbin, and he took this kid from the suburbs who really had no direction and introduced me to the sport of wrestling. He gave me the confidence, and he made me believe in myself, and he made me be the best that I could be. That resulted in Arnie Shaw recruited me to Boston State to wrestle, and my buddies know Arnie Shaw looked like Yul Brynner. He had a bald head. He was a ranked boxer, and he was a Rhodes Scholar. And a lot of times on the way to the meets there in the bus ride, he would be reciting Shakespeare to our gang. They know what I'm talking about. And what was funny is our gang was kind of a motley crew. Half my teammates were bouncers in the bars in Boston, and they're just a great group of guys. We had just a tremendous time. When I left, I had another wrestling coach, Gordy Webb, who was also a lacrosse coach, and he inspired me to do well and to work as hard as I could. And he brought that team from a motley crew of great guys to one of the best wrestling teams in New England at the time. And I got a chance to coach with him before I got drafted, and it was just a great experience. But my teammates, I was thinking the other day, how many of my teammates went on to teach and coach? And at one point, the group of guys that I was with, we had 13 of my former teammates coaching at the high school level. And if you think back of how influential a coach was to you, and you think of how many lives they've changed for the better, it's just an astronomical amount of people and lives that they touched. And that was all through Boston State and the UMass Boston family. The other thing that I was really impressed was the coaches that we had, and Mark's stayed really well. We had Bill Squires, perhaps one of the best coaches in the nation. And I wish I took your coaching track and field a little bit better, because now I'm coaching track. So But you were an inspiration, and the guys you had in the team were an inspiration. And I should see you the 28th in Ashland for the half marathon, because I coach Ashland. And I did the sign there that Bill Rogers is posing next to, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there. We had Jungle Jim Luskatoff, Celtic great, and Joe Dorsey, and just a lot of terrific, not only coaches, but terrific teachers and people that inspired us. I also, in the audience today, is when I first went to Boston State, we had an assistant coach, Randy Whitehead, who went on to coach at Chelmsford. And Randy doesn't know, I'm going to speak about him for a second, but last week a reporter was doing an article on me, and he asked me what was my most memorable wrestling match. And most people would say, well, when you won the championship. And I really thought about it, and when I was a freshman, we had a match in Bowdoin, Maine, and I was kind of a cocky kid. I went out there and I went right after the wrestler, and I got kind of sloppy, and the other wrestler threw me on my back and almost pinned me. I had to fight my way off my back for the whole period. And when the period ended, I went to the sidelines, and I was down 5-0. And Randy went up to me and he said, "Lou, calm down, just keep plugging away, don't give up." And I did exactly that, and I ended up beating the other wrestlers 6-5. And Randy doesn't realize this, but that was a teaching moment that gave me my philosophy of life, is to never give up, because all of us go through difficulties in life, and by keeping that stick-to-itiveness, never giving up, and giving it your best, is what really makes you a champion and makes you victorious in life. But anyway, I'm not going to say any more. Just thank you all, and this is a tremendous honor, and I'm very humbled by the terrific athletes that are here. Thank you.